everybody, it's the Brick Public. Hope you're having an amazing day. Today's video, I have reasons on why you should paint custom clones, your custom figures, or normal clones, I don't know, just painting figures. I have a few painted figures right in front of me, some fully painted, some partially painted, but yeah, these are just reasons on why you should paint, why it's worth your time, and if it's right for you. So, yep, let's start with the first reason. So, the first reason is obviously price. Painted clones are not as expensive as some people think. Some people think painting clones is expensive and not worth their time. The only thing you're sacrificing when you paint clones is time. And honestly, if you have a bunch of time on your hands, paint clones. The the figures are cheap. You just need 501st troopers, basically any clone trooper that's cheap enough. Like the 501st trooper right now goes for $6, but I'm sure it's going to go up in price when the set retires this year. So find the clone that is the least expensive or just fits your budget. And the paint itself isn't that expensive either. I use apple barrel paint for most of my figures, and a 2 fluid ounce bottle of this at, at Walmart will probably cost around 69 cents to $1, so it's not that expensive. And a 501st Trooper costs around $5 to $6 per figure, so $7 for a custom figure, but you still have a lot of paint left, so it's not that much money for a figure. And yeah, it's not that expensive either, so price is not really a problem unless you have a very strict budget, in which case you probably shouldn't be spending your money on Legos. But yeah, let's go to the next reason. The next reason is creativity. Creativity is a big factor in painted clones. You could just paint clones that you know of. Like you could paint, say, Hauser here, or maybe Commander Trauma. You could paint them. It doesn't take that much creativity to paint them because you already have the figure, like you already know what the figure looks like. You have reference pictures and all that. So painting figures like these might be hard because of the markings, but it's not it's like you're not getting much creative value out of this. So the thing with painted clones, unlike decaled clones, is that you can paint clones however you want. Unlike decaled clones, which only come in a sheet like this, it's very limiting because you only have this and just this. So you can't really get creative with it because this is all you get. And you have to stick with like the instructions basically. But with painted clones, there are no instructions. You can paint it however you want. This figure here, Commander Frosty, of course, I just thought of making him one day and I freestyled it and here he is. It doesn't matter how creative you are. I'm not creative at all, and yet I made this guy. So you don't have to be creative. Even if it still looks bad, just remember, these are clones going to war. I don't think they care about how fancy their armor is. But yeah, even if you're not that creative, I'm still 100% sure you can make something amazing with painted clones. So yeah, next reason. So the next reason is difficulty. Painting clones is not difficult depending on if you have steady hands. I don't really have that steady of hands, and yet I still do I want to say I do pretty good, but it's not really my opinion. But I can't really say I can do bad or good because I would probably say that about with anything I do. So you guys are really the judges of that. But you it's not that difficult to paint as some people think. You don't need those steady hands, unlike some people have like hands of steel, and I don't know how they do it, but you don't need steady hands. All you need is some paint, imagination, and yeah. Clone armor is probably going to be messy, so if you still make a mistake, it's not going to look that bad because I'm sure clone armor is going to look very messy on some clones. Like Echo, for one. His chest piece has a handprint on it, and it still looks kind of messy, and yet he still looks like an awesome clone. So even if it looks kind of messy, it's probably better than a white shiny clone, let's be honest. Yeah. And let's head to the last reason. So the last reason is time. I'm sure some of you are thinking, does this take more time than decaling? Because time is really your issue, and you don't have a lot of time to do some of these things. Painting figures is not that time consuming, depending on how long you've been painting. Not just painting figures, but painting in general. It's not that difficult to paint them, but if you're beginning, I'm sure it's going to take a while. The figures still may look good, but it's still going to take a while because there's a bunch of imperfections that you want to get rid of. But when you've been painting for a while, I'm sure the figures look amazing, but they probably take a short amount of time because you've been doing it for a while. So it really just depends on, do you want a sloppy figure in like 15 minutes, or you want to take your time and make a good figure in 30? Not saying that's how much time it takes. It's just like a metaphor. But Commander Frosty here, he's 360. He's a 360 figure, and he took me around maybe an hour and a half to make. I don't remember, but it's around an hour and a half. So if you want a cool figure like this, and you have an hour and a half of your time just like being wasted, paint one of these figures like this. It's really fun, and even if you mess up, you're still able to like remove the paint, so it's not really that big of a big deal. But yeah, that's all the reasons on why I think you should paint. This is kind of like a sequel to the why reasons you should decal, and I hope to have one more of these in the future. It's not being painted, it's not paint or decals, but it's probably going to be like the third and probably final one. But yeah, if you like this video, then please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. We're really close to 1,000. I say that every video now, but honestly, we're so close. And if you guys could subscribe, tell your friends, it'd mean the world to me because we're so close. And we're having that 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and you definitely do not want to miss that. So subscribe, comment down below any suggestions or any reasons you think I missed. I miss a lot of things because I have bad memory, but if you have anything I missed, then please comment. I would love to know your opinion. Like the video, and yeah, with that, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.